What is up, everyone? Crypto Comrade here, back with another video. I've been away for some time now. I've been really busy with work, but now I'm back. And what I want to talk to you about today is price predictions. This time we're going to talk about Cardano. Now, as you might have noticed, the bull run has started, and it's going to come hard. And so you must be ready to tackle this bull run. You cannot go into the bull run with so you've been accumulating your beloved assets for so long. Maybe you've accumulated Cardano, maybe you have accumulated Ethereum, whatever you chose to accumulate. You should not go, at least in my view, go into the bull run without a strategy, okay? Because, everything's gonna be flying. You're gonna see crazy price predictions. You're gonna see your coins rise in price, and you're going to be afraid to sell them. You're going to be afraid to cash out because what if it goes higher? What if it goes higher? What if it goes higher? And you don't want to be that guy. Like, I know some from 2017 that just, were billionaires on their blockfolio on the mobile phone. But since they didn't cash out, they didn't get any gains, okay? So that's pretty important. Like, it's irrelevant if the colors in your portfolio look all green and you have digits growing everywhere if you don't cash out, okay? So that's all fictional, okay? Until you capitalize on those profits, everything is fictional, okay? So you should go in with a strategy. Now, that being said, you should also be versatile and be ready to adapt, okay? Because things might not go out the way you expect them to go, either for better or for worse, and you should be prepared. So I'm just gonna try to explain you how I'm gonna approach this. I'm gonna start making this kind of videos. So we're gonna go through a little bit of an introduction about Cardano, go about some key events that I think will play out in the future, either against or in favor of Cardano's performance, and then we're gonna talk about price. Okay. Now I'm considering doing this for more of my holdings because I really need to lay down a strategy. And making this kind of videos not only helps me to be more serious about my strategy, but also might help some of you guys out there. So without further ado, let's get started. And so I'm not here to make a review on Cardano. Cardano is a huge project. It's very difficult to review and take inside the whole breadth of Cardano, but what Cardano is meant to be is first and foremost a smart contracts platform, okay? It's supposed to be a platform where you can deploy smart contracts and, just like Ethereum. So it's supposed to be a huge supercomputer, cloud supercomputer, if you may. But of course, taking advantage of distributed ledger technology and blockchain. But Cardano has some features that make it very appealing, okay? Some would argue, and the best definition I can give you of Cardano right now, technologically, it's ETH 2.0, okay? So ETH 2.0 is right here, it's ready, it's in Cardano. The problem is, something I want to talk to you about that's very crucial to this is, in order to understand crypto, you need to understand what Metcalfe's law means. So what this is supposed to mean, like, this is supposed to say that a network's worth is equal to the square number of its users. So if you watch this telephone network, it's pretty easy to understand. Like, if you only have two cell phones, or two telephones in this case, you can only have one connection. However, if you double, or in this case, if you have five telephones, you just don't get an extra connection by each phone, because each phone can connect to all the other phones. So as the network grows, the value of the network will grow in a squared proportion. Why is this relevant? Because this can help you cope with something that most people in crypto can't seem to understand. They go like, how come Cardano isn't more used than Ethereum? How come DOT is not more used than Ethereum? How come my super favorite platform is not more used than Ethereum? Well, because it doesn't have users, okay? It can be technologically the best thing in the world. It can have whatever you fancy it might have, but it needs users and it needs developers, okay? If these platforms don't get that type of attention, They can be whatever you want them to be technologically, and that's fine, but they will not grow and they will not have value, okay? This is very, very important, okay? Now, another thing that I think is very important for to help us understand how crypto develops is you have to think that like people act very like there's a lot of tribalism in crypto. So people always have this like mentality. It's us versus them. Okay, so it's like, oh, I love Cardano, so you love Ethereum, so we are one against each other. You can't love Ethereum. Ethereum sucks. Whatever. That's like a really small people mentality. You know, why can't you just enjoy what both have to offer? Like they can both coexist and be peaceful two blockchains that both of them contribute to the growth of the whole crypto network and as such bring value to both the blockchains, okay? And we as investors, we really should not be worried about this type of tribalism, okay? We really do not care what each blockchain community thinks about other blockchains communities. We only care about how will they perform. That's all that matters to us. And we can reap benefits from both. Like I have Ethereum, I have Cardano, I have DOT, I have Author, because I think they can all have a place in the future. And you should not get caught in this tribalism and thinking that one blockchain is going to be the be-all, end-all solution for everything, because that's most likely not going to be the case. I mean, just look around you. Do you know any technology that has only one single entity running it? Well, everyone thought that smartphones and mobile phones would be all about Nokia. Nokia had everything, and then all of a sudden, it's not Nokia anymore. And then there's dozens of producers, from Chinese to American to European. That's most likely how blockchain is going to be. Now, with that introduction out of the way, what should we know about Cardano? So Cardano is what I think is a rock solid smart contracts platform. Now, Charles Hoskinson is the man behind Cardano. He has been working on this platform since 2017, and he hasn't skipped a step. Okay, he's taking all the time in the world to build this platform. Some people think he's taking too much time. Well, but he's trying to build it to last. Okay, he wants Cardano to be rock solid, to be bulletproof, so that you can deploy smart contracts and you can be sure that they will work flawlessly. Okay, that's why he has a huge team of scientists and researchers writing scientific papers, getting the research out there, being scrutinized by lots of people in the cryptography, in the blockchain world, in computer tech, so that they can bring together all this knowledge in order to develop a bigger and better platform. Okay, they are doing this very, very strictly. They have everything planned out. Like they know exactly when they're going to release certain features. They know exactly how they're going to do it, and so far so good. Okay. Now, if you want to take a look, like this is Cardano's roadmap. Currently, we're in the Shelly era, so we've started staking about I think something like September or October last year. I really can't remember. And we're soon going to go into the Goguen era. Now, we're going to talk about this a little bit further on, but Goguen is going to be what makes or breaks Cardano. Okay, it's going to be the era where we will be starting smart contracts on Cardano. So this is where Cardano will have its opportunity to shine. Like Cardano and people from Cardano keep stating that they have the best technology, they have everything going for them, but they need to show it. Okay, we need to see them pull this out flawlessly. We need to see smart contracts being deployed easily, flawlessly, working very well, interacting with one another, and just seeing developers flock to Cardano. Okay. Now, another big thing that Cardano has is a fierce community. They're very, very tribal. Not all of them, of course. I don't mean to offend anyone, but they cling to this idea that Cardano is going to be the biggest thing in the world, and they might be right. They might be right, but I'm not one to put all my eggs in one basket. And you should know by now that crypto, and if you don't know, let me tell you, crypto is a narrative-driven space. Okay, not drive. Let me just take care of this. It's a narrative-driven space. What does this mean? This means that as soon as people start pushing a narrative like that, you can see that with some coins like Dogecoin. What happened to Dogecoin? Like everyone started, going after it and speaking about it and telling it's gonna go up, and it did. It did. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you're gonna see this like in a lot of projects. You know, there are a lot of influencers with a lot of power, and they can shill you a narrative, tell you that something is gonna happen, and everyone starts believing it, and it's like a monster that feeds itself. So here, having a fierce community, like some people, when I first got into crypto, they always kept talking about the community, and I was like, what does it matter? Like, if the project is good, what does community matter? And it matters a lot, because you're gonna need marketing. Like, we are not in the age of, you know, TV ads and magazine ads, okay? That's over. Here, real marketing is done by users or promoters in Twitter, in YouTube, in Facebook, in Instagram, you know, in the internet. So you need a fierce and strong community ready to back you up for everything. So that's something that could really propel Cardano forward. Another big thing they have going for them is they're focusing on untapped markets, okay? They are trying to give the unbanked and the forgotten, like they have this very inclusive design, okay? They are betting hard in Africa, okay? Africa, as if you're not aware, is like has some developing economies and a lot of peoples with no access to banks or finance products. So this is really a market that has yet to be tapped. And if Cardano can pull it off in here, I see a huge flow of cash coming into this system. And it's also designed to be inclusive. Like if you go to their webpage where we were back then, look at this slogan. Cardano is a blockchain platform for changemakers, innovators, and visionaries, with the tools and technologies required to create possibility for the many as well as the few and bring out positive global change. So they have this like very inclusive feel. And an example of that is how they have Plutus and Marlow. Like Plutus is their programming language they designed from scratch, from Haskell. And it's like the real programming language. However, if you're not tech savvy, you can also develop using Marlow, which is like Plutus for dummies. I'm going to show you, like if you go to the Marlow playground, you can start to build some projects. Like you can just say, you know, I'm going to have this contract here and I want create a deposit. Deposit needs to be done by some party which has some random key. It has to deploy this amount. Where can I see this? This amount of ADA. You know, this is, so you can just pick the little pieces and build smart contracts like this. And then you can run a simulator and it will tell you if you're doing it wrong, what's right, what you need to correct. So it's trying to make it easy, but also bulletproof, you know, so it can work regardless of whether you're a tech savvy guy or just a regular financial guy. Okay, so key events that I think we need to take into consideration. So what can happen and if it happens will drive price action in favor of Cardano. The main point, this is in order, by the way, this is ranked. It's Goguen is a success. If they manage to launch the smart contracts and they get traction, they get people talking about them, they work well, no, the first dApp that launches goes smoothly, I mean, it's gonna be huge, like, because it's gonna be like this huge, brilliant, pristine blockchain with overwhelmingly good tech just waiting to be developed in. Also, they are building an Ethereum bridge, okay, and they are promising to aid every Ethereum project looking to port to Cardano. They're offering to help them and, you know, do whatever it takes to get those projects working on Cardano. If they manage to snatch, and I think they will, if they manage to snatch some developers and some apps from Ethereum, they can start to develop their own ecosystem and grow really, really big. However, for all of this to come into place, we also need to see developers going into Cardano. You know, developers are by far mostly concentrated on Ethereum, okay? So until developers start putting on Cardano, it doesn't matter if you have the tech going on, right? It doesn't matter if the smart contracts are there. If there's no one to develop them, it doesn't matter. One thing that I think will be a key part of the future of blockchain is integration. We will not be able to have Cardano and Ethereum operating in separate, like in siloed spaces. Like they're gonna need to intercommunicate. whether that's through a bridge, another blockchain that acts like an intermediary, we don't know. I think DOT can play a huge role here. Like some people put DOT like a competition to Cardano and Ethereum, and I think that could be farther away from the truth. I'm gonna do a price prediction on DOT too in the future, but like DOT, people need to understand this. Polkadot is not a smart contract platform. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. DOT is not a smart contract platform. If you want to build apps on DOT, you need to build them on a DOT parachain. Okay, so you can't just start building an app on DOT. You need a parachain for that. Or I think something like this might happen. You can have an integration of Ethereum into Polkadot. Okay, and then what can happen is you can build your apps, you can use your apps on Ethereum and communicate them to the DOT system. Okay, I think something like that is likely, and I think that if Cardano somehow manages to also interact with DOT, that's going to be a big step forward. I'm really big on DOT. I think blockchain interoperability is going to be the future. I mean, it's the only way it can go, and if DOT manages to get its holding on that, and I think it is doing that, if you watch the recent price action, I think it can work out really good. Now, what can go against it? Like if Goguen and other releases get delayed, Cardano is very well known for delaying releases, and everyone is impatiently waiting for this huge blockchain to release, and it never comes out. So if they fail now on Goguen, Goguen is promised on Q1, I think it's February 2021. If they don't deliver Goguen on time, I think that can take them a massive hit. Also, what can happen if they take too long and they develop slowly, competition can render them useless. Okay, Ethereum, like people talk about Ethereum 2.0 only being ready in 2 years, but like Ethereum 2.0 is not going to be an on and off project. It's going to be developed slowly. Okay, so staking has started already on the Beacon chain. It will slowly start to evolve. We're going to see an Ethereum governance proposal being implemented soon that will lower gas fees, so it will make Ethereum more usable too. So that can be bad for Cardano. Also, DOT, as I've said, is not a smart contract platform, but if it manages to grab some of the piece of the pie of the smart contracts, it can go really far. Now, regarding price predictions, I don't want to sound insane, but I've made some calculations, and this is what I believe will happen. So let me just get this ready for us to view it. Okay, something like this. Okay, so this is the almost all of Cardano's lifetime. We can see, but before it was something like this. It went parabolic here, something like this. Okay. Now, what happened in 2017? In 2017, Cardano went from 3 cents to $1.18. Okay, that's 800K market cap to 30 billion, which means 40x. Okay, now if you compare it with ETH, it was still 4.5 times less than what ETH did. Okay, so it's huge. I mean, I would love to have 40x gains, right? But Ethereum still did 4.5 times that. Okay, so let that sink in. Now, where are we now? Funny enough, if you look at what happened now, and you look at the bottom of this bull run, or not really the bull run, but the bear run, I might say, the bear market, Cardano was hitting at 3 cents. So it's basically the same as it was in 2017. However, Cardano now has a lot more going on for it. It had, the smart contracts are still not here, but the blockchain has been decentralized already. We have Shelly going on. People can stake and contribute to the network. They have funding proposals going on. There are foundations, so they're going big, but they're valued at about the same, like 1 billion to 800K. That's more or less the same. So if you go around here around December 2019, and even here, like in April 2020, you could have Cardano for 3 cents. So this is about the lowest you could have got. I mean, of course you could have gotten lower here, but it was more or less bottomed out at 3 cents. Now, can it go? Where can it go? Like, I think going to the all-time high, previous all-time high, which is around here, it's a given. Okay, it's a given because I mean, if Cardano did that in 2017 without anything to show for it, like it didn't have anything developed, what will it do now that it has smart contracts deployed, or it will have smart contracts deployed? I think I mean, it can only go at least that big. Okay. Now, if we start making comparisons regarding where it can go from its previous all-time high, I think we can conservatively estimate $2.5, a moderate estimate of $5, and a maximum expected rate of $10. Okay, this is like far-fetched, but it's like what I would see it going in the best case scenario. So my strategy will be as follows. I will put my first stop loss order at $2.5. What does this mean? This means I'm not going to sell anything at 2.5. I'm going to wait for Cardano to pass it, and then I'm going to say, I'm going to put an order and say, if Cardano reaches 2.5, please sell a percentage. I haven't decided on the percentages yet. There's something I still have to decide on, but I don't know. I still have to think about it because, you know, it's not hard to. It's very hard to. Like, I'm gonna have to tell how things are going, because imagine 2.5 happens like around here, very late in time. Like, I'm not gonna risk only selling like 10% or 20%. I'm gonna sell more. You know, but if it happens here, well, that's different. I want to sell as little as possible, but I want to capture some profit. Okay. Now, at $5, what are we looking at? Is this realistic? I mean, could Cardano actually achieve $166 billion market cap? I mean, if you think about it, it would still be smaller than what I think DOT and Ethereum would be in this bull run. Okay. So it's reasonable. And I mean, it will have the same market cap as Ethereum now in its all-time high. But bear in mind, like, Ethereum has this market cap with huge adoption, but Cardano won't need the same adoption, because what you need to understand is that in a bull market, there's going to be a ton of money coming here. I mean, a ton of money. Like, people, institutions, not only institutions, but retail people, but mostly institutions are stuck in their money in Bitcoin, but like, they are also interested in Ethereum, because, guys, this type of people, they make tons of money, so they're not stupid. You know, they know the markets. Like, they have been telling you that Bitcoin sucks and that crypto sucks, and I bet my 2 fingers, my 5 fingers on my right hand, that they have been buying Bitcoin for a long time, and they also should have some pretty nice bags of Ethereum. But anyway, I digress. So this is not that out of reach. Okay, $10 would still make it 3 times smaller than what I think will be ETH's worst case scenario. I think ETH worst case should be around $10,000. I know, pretty bullish, but once I release my video on Ethereum, you'll understand where I'm trying to go. So I think this is like very optimistic, but I think like $5 is totally doable. Okay, so what we'll be doing now, guys, is we're going to be recording these price predictions in this little spreadsheet, and then we're going to keep visiting them during this bull run and see if we can actually, you know, get some of these points going, and then we'll finally state what actually happened and at the date it happened, and I'll maybe put here what was my return, so I can, you know, track how well I've done. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please consider giving me a subscribe, leaving me a like, and tell me in the comments down below if you would like to see more videos like this, or if you would rather see me exploring some gems as I did before. So peace out.